Chapter 1: Operating System. You will learn about Introduction to Operating System, functions and need of an operating system, types of operating system, user operating system interface, some commonly used operating systems. Introduction. Operating system is the most important program that is required by the computer to communicate with the user and other hardware devices attached to it. It is also a platform which decides that which types of application shall run on a computer. An operating system is a collection of system program that controls the operations of the computer system. It activates and recognizes the hardware devices and provides the operating environment for other application software. It is a system software which acts as an interface between the user and the computer. Brain dose. The time taken by a computer to load operating system in its memory and begin working is known as booting. Two major objectives of operating system are: 1. To activate the hardware devices. 2. To provide an interactive interface to the user and interpret commands so that it can communicate with the hardware. Functions of an operating system. Following are the main functions of an operating system. 1. Processor management. The operating system decides which process will be allocated to the processor when many processes are running on a computer. It allocates the processor and deallocates it after the allocated time slot is over. 2. Memory management. The memory manager of computer is the operating system. It decides which memory, how much memory, and for how long the memory is to be allocated to a process. 3. File management. Another important function of operating system is file management. It allocates files and directories to process. The files may be either on the hard disk or external storage devices. It also helps to read or write data from or to the storage devices. 4. Device management. Several hardware devices such as mouse, keyboard, speakers, printers, etc. are attached with a computer. The operating system helps in launching the driver software for each device to work properly. Generally, most of the operating systems come up with built-in drivers for the commonly used devices. 5. Security management. The operating system uses password protection to protect user data. It also prevents unauthorized access to programs and user data. Need of operating system. We need operating system to handle some basic tasks which are divided in 3 categories. 1. Resource allocation. Just like the traffic controller, operating system directs the traffic inside the computer. It manages traffic by deciding what resources will be used and for how long. 2. Monitoring system activities. Operating system also helps in monitoring the system activities. An operating system has to make sure that the performance of the system does not degrade. To maintain the system performance, operating system regularly checks that the network is not getting overloaded, or it can also modify the resource allocations in the computer. Operating system also takes care of system security. 3. Files and disk management. Operating system's another major job is managing files and disk on computer. Disk management refers to managing the available space on computer. To speed up the processes in computer, operating system usually creates a virtual memory for itself. Types of operating system. Operating system are categorized into following types. 1. Single-user operating system. Single-user operating system allows only one user to work with the computer at a time. It is that type of operating system which is mostly used in desktop and laptop computers. Example, DOS is a single-user operating system. 2. Multi-user operating system. Multi-user operating system allows multiple users to work with the computer at a time. It is often used in business and offices. Example, Unix is a multi-user operating system. 3. Real-time operating system. The real-time operating system is used for real-time application, means for those applications where data processing should be done in fixed amount of time. These types of operating systems are very fast and quick respondent systems. Medical imaging systems, industrial system, home appliance are some applications of real-time operating system. Windows CE and Linux OS are real-time operating systems. 4. Batch operating system. The first operating system of the second generation computer is the batch operating system. This type of operating system does not interact with the computer directly. Instead, they use punch card to take the input. There is an operator which takes similar jobs having same requirement and group them into batches. It is the responsibility of operator to sort the jobs with similar needs. MBS is a batch processing operating system. 5. Interactive operating system. An interactive operating system is one that allows the user to directly interact with the operating system. Windows is an interactive operating system. 6. Distributed operating system. A distributed operating system is a software which is designed to work in an environment where a number of computers are connected in a network in such a way that the users think they are working on a single computer. Linux and Windows 2003 are distributed operating systems. 7. Multiprocessor operating system. Multiprocessor operating systems are used where multiple CPUs are connected into a single system. These types of systems are used when very high speed is required to process a large volume of data. These are generally used in environment like satellite control, weather forecasting, etc. 8. Multitasking operating system. Multitasking refers to execution of multiple tasks at a single time. These operating systems allow a single user to work on one or more applications simultaneously. In the modern operating systems, we are able to play MP3 music, edit documents in Word, search on Chrome all simultaneously through these types of operating systems. User operating system interface. The user can interact with operating system in two ways. 1. Command line interface, CLI, or character user interface, CUI. It allows user to enter commands for any operation to be performed. Here, unlike GUI, mouse is not used. Instead, commands are typed using keyboard. Commands are typed next to a prompt. The limitation of CLI is that the user needs to learn the syntax of numerous commands in order to use CLI. Example, Unix, MS-DOS. 2. Graphical User Interface, GUI. Another way of interacting with the operating system is through GUI. It is a user-friendly interface and so the most preferred and liked one. The user does not have to enter any command. The commands appear on the screen in form of menu or icons. The best example of GUI-based operating system is MS Windows, Macintosh. Some commonly used operating systems. When you purchase a computer, operating system usually comes pre-installed in them. But if you want, you can change or upgrade your operating system. Some commonly used operating systems are as follows. 1. Unix. It is a multi-user and multitasking computer operating system developed by AT&T at Bell Labs. It is written in C language and is portable. That is, it can be transferred from one computer to another without any change. It was first developed in 1960s. It supports CLI as well as GUI. 2. Linux. Linux as an operating system is fastly becoming popular. It is also a multi-user operating system. It is an open-source software which can be downloaded for free. The security system of Linux is very strong. It is not easily affected by viruses. It can run on many computer models, unlike Windows, which can run only on Intel machines. Brain dose. More than 90% of the world's fastest computers use Linux. Even supercomputers, too, use Linux. 3. Mac OS. Mac OS is the operating system of computer for Apple Computers' Macintosh line of personal computers and workstations. A popular feature of its recent version, Mac OS X, is a desktop interface with some 3D appearance characteristics. Mac OS comes with Apple Computers' iMac and Power Macintosh line of computers. 4. BOS Bharat Operating System Solutions. BOS Linux or BOS GNU or Linux is India's own personal computer operating system developed by India's own software industry. It was released for first time in January 2007 and its latest version was launched in February 2011. It is a free open source software and is developed by a government department named National Resource Center for Free or Open Source Software NRCFOSS under CDAC, Center for Development of Advanced Computing. It is multilingual as it is available in 18 languages and it is easy to install and maintain. 5. Windows Operating System. Till 1985, we have only command line interface like MS-DOS. In 1985, Microsoft developed and launched a graphical user interface-based operating system called Windows. It is presently the most popular and widely used operating system for personal computers. It has several versions, but Windows 10 is the latest version of Windows operating system. It is a closed-source software. The version of Windows which can be used on computers connected in a network is Windows NT. 6. Mobile Operating Systems. The operating systems that we have learnt so far are all developed and designed for desktop or laptop computers. The mobile phones also need an operating system. The operating system designed for mobile devices such as mobile phones, tablets or PDAs, that is personal digital assistants, are called mobile operating systems. Some of the commonly used mobile operating systems are Android, iOS, Symbian, Windows, Bada and BlackBerry OS. Difference between CUI and GUI operating systems. Basis of comparison. CUI, GUI. Full form. CUI stands for Character User Interface. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. User interaction. In CUI, user has to interact with the applications by making use of commands. In GUI, it is a user interface with which user interacts with applications by making use of graphics or visual clue. Single or multitasking. In CUI, only one task can run at a time. In GUI, more than one task can run simultaneously. Navigation. CUI is not easier to navigate than GUI. GUI is much easier to navigate than CUI. Device used. Keyboard. Mouse and keyboard. Memory used in CUI is low. In GUI, it is high. Speed used. It is fast in CUI. It is slow in GUI. Example. DOS is an example of CUI. Windows is an example of GUI. Quick recap. Operating system is a system software which acts as an interface between the user and the computer. The main functions of an operating system are processor management, memory management, file, device, and security management. Operating systems are needed for three main reasons: to allocate resources, monitor activities, and manage disk and files. Real-time operating systems are used for real-time application, means where data processing is done in fixed amount of time. MVS is a batch operating system. The user can interact with operating system in two ways: CLI or GUI. Windows is an example of GUI-based operating system. Some other commonly used operating systems are Linux, Unix, Mac OS, BOS, and mobile operating systems. Android, iOS, Symbian, Bata, BlackBerry, Windows are some commonly used operating systems for